Hello, I'm Lisa Foster, and I am the owner of Mapleton Craniosacral Therapy, and I am jumping on here to answer a few of our frequently asked questions. So the first one really is, what is craniosacral therapy? Which is a great question because I think it's really hard for people to actually explain what is happening during a session. So to answer that question, I'm going to do it in two parts. First, I want to give you more of the anatomical explanation, and that really is that craniosacral therapy is a gentle, hands-on approach. It's literally the weight of your hands on a person's body. So cranial, meaning the cranium, the skull, down the spine to the sacrum, which is why they call it craniosacral. But we're working with all the structures that surround the nervous system. And what we're doing is just palpating and listening to that cerebral spinal fluid as it flows through this system, bringing in nutrition and taking out toxins. When we feel restrictions in the system, what we do is we follow your restrictions. The nervous system does not like to be pushed or pulled around, right? It is there to protect us. So therefore, we follow the patterns that your body actually likes. So that's why it's so gentle. And as we follow into those and support those patterns, it can then release and then find a new, better pattern for your body. As a craniosacral therapist, we believe that the body knows what it needs. It wants to heal, right? And we can see that every day when you get a cut, it gets better, right? You don't do anything. Maybe you wash it off, but it's not like you do anything and you heal. It wants to heal. But sometimes the cut is too big, right? And you might need support and you get stitches for that cut. And that holds it together. And then the body, you're not doing anything else, it heals. So I like to think of the craniosacral therapist as the stitches. We are providing the support as well as this manual, gentle technique to follow your body and listen to your body as that cerebral spinal fluid goes through the system. And then the body is able to heal. The nervous system is such a core system. So when we can balance that system, all other systems can then work off of it more optimally. And that allows the body to rest, relax, and heal. And that's really what craniosacral is and what we're trying to achieve during your session. Another question I get a lot is what to expect from a session. And if it's your first session, you'll come in, we'll talk a little bit, go over your history a little bit, and then you're going to be relaxing on a table, just like the one behind me, and you are fully clothed. So all this can be done fully clothed. And then we can give you some bolsters or a sheet to put over you or some towel rolls, whatever you need to feel comfortable laying on the table. And then I will feel first your legs and see how your overall system looks. And then from there, I'm going to move to different points of your body. Once again, it is just the weight of my hands going through, so it's very gentle. And we're just going to follow your system all the way from your sacrum, which is the bottom of your spine, all the way up to those cranial bones. And then after your first session, usually I'll sit and tell you, maybe I'll pull out some models of the skull or some bones to show you kind of what I was doing, but you're always open to asking questions during the session. I'm happy to talk through exactly what I'm feeling during the session. Some bodies really need to hear that out loud. And some people just want to relax. So I'm also able to wait till the end to discuss anything that we find. And also, if there are some areas that feel more emotional, we'll address those as well. So the body doesn't just release the physical structures, it's going to release anything emotional as well. So when the tissues release, it releases everything, your stories, the emotions that were trapped in there, and obviously the physical structures too. And I'm happy to support all those areas for you during your session. And the final question I get a lot is children. How do I treat children, right? Because it's hard to lay on a table and just sit there, right? But I'm going to answer that just like I treat adults. I meet every child, every adult where they are, what they're ready for to do. So for infants, it's quite easy. I mean, infants, either they will also be on the table or be held by mom or dad. They may need to be fed during the session. That is totally fine. And actually, as the child sucks, it increases that cerebral spinal fluid pumping, and that helps with releasing. So that works really well. Younger kids that are more mobile, I usually don't have them on the table. I'll set up a mat on the floor because I don't want to worry about them falling off the table or rolling off the table. So I feel safer with them on the floor, and we have a mat to do that. I also have toys for younger children that they can actually play with while, if they need to be mobile, I'm following them around and still assessing their system. For a little bit of an older child, maybe like 5 and up, they typically can lay on the table pretty well, and they might need some just fidget toys to play with, or they might like listening to music. A lot of them will listen to a story, or a mom or dad could read a book to them while we're working, and that really works really well. So once again, I'm going to meet each person, each child, each adult, where they are and what they need. So if you have any other questions, feel free to email me at fosterphysicaltherapy@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any questions for you. And if there are more frequent questions that come up, I will make a video for you guys so you can just be able to access that on my website.